welcome back to TNN's coverage of the world's 9 best fantasy football players league. I'm your host, and this is what we have for you this week. Week 1 officially wrapped and a lot to digest around the league. Unfortunately, no Timmy Skinny this week, but we will be back next week with a recap of all the action. And now, here is a message from Commissioner Tooch. Hey everyone, once again, just wanted to remind all of those out there to please send me their $50 buy-in to my Venmo. If you've not sent it to me yet, you know who you are. Thank you. And now, here is Danny Football with his picks for week 2. Hey, what's up guys? World's 9 best fantasy football players expert, Danny Football here, back with another week of expert predictions. Last week, pretty good for me, starting out 4-2 on the year. My guest, Commissioner Tooch, also went 4-2, unfortunately unable to beat the expert. But now, it's a new week, there's a new guest, and a new chance to beat the expert. So guest, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, Nuge here, proud owner of Jesus Christ, It's Jay Sanborn. Happy to be here, first guest of the year. I'm excited to get it rolling.
Well, technically second guest of the year. Commissioner Tooch was here last year.
I don't mean to disparage the commissioner.
Of course.
Although I absolutely do mean to disparage the commissioner.
Nuge, it's great to have you back. First in-person guest of the year. And for the fans of the show out there, you may remember Nuge attempted this puzzle last year and had just an atrocious time of 11 minutes, 28 drops in total. So I decided it's time to give him a little bit of redemption because he was by far the worst. And who knows, it's a new year, maybe time to turn it around.
I've been practicing.
First up, we have the Texarkana Bandits taking on undefeated, never lost. The Bandits are favored in this one at 68%. This is one, look, first off, congratulations to undefeated, never lost. They are truly undefeated, never lost, and not very often you can say that in this league about that team.
Is this the first time in their history?
It's certainly possible. It is certainly possible. All the TNN fact checkers go back and take a look at that one. Something I did have the fact checkers look at before this though was UNL scored, let me get this right, 128.64 points in their win over Blood, Sweat, and Beers last week. That was the lowest score in a win ever in league history. The next closest was going all the way back to the 2020 season, where fans of the show may remember this, we did not have the same starting roster size that we do now. And that was 130 points by Joe's team, whatever their name was at the time, over Ham and Throw. So congratulations, Ham and Throw. You no longer have the worst loss in league history. And congratulations to Undefeated Never Lost, making a truly historic move for their team.
Truly. Yeah, I'm really proud of Undefeated Never Lost. Really excited for Ham and Throw to be out of the history books, although we all know they'll be back.
They'll be right back. This one, there's really not too much to say. The Bandits, they're hot right now. They're rolling. Big statement win, beating the SWAT team last week. Look, fans of the show will know that I'm high on the Bandits. I am still on the train. I had to pick the SWAT team last week just because, you can't go against the champs in week 1.
Of course.
But we're back on the train, never getting off, and I'm picking the Bandits over Undefeated Never Lost pretty easily in this one.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. The Bandits are a train. They're rolling through, and Undefeated Never Lost is not the barrier that's going to stop them. I saw Undefeated Never Lost using Jeff Wilson as one of their starting running backs. So that's kind of the state of their roster right now. So I don't think they stand a chance against the Bandits. I'm sure JJ, CD, Max, literally any of the other 1,000 names on that team will beat down on UNL this week, as always.
All right, next up we have Team Big Chungus 22 taking on Team M Vanek. Team M Vanek favored in this one at 63%. Nooch, I let you off easy on the first question because it's a pretty simple matchup. Now it's time to get to the challenge here. We'll see. 11 minutes. I'm going to start the timer. All right, we're ready to go, and I'll let you start talking first on this one.
Okay, does this work?
Not a great start.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I have a lot of time to work with.
Pull up. Pull up.
Oh, pull up. Ah, there it is.
That's one drop.
That's fine. So Team M Vanek and Team Big Chungus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Team M Vanek is, I didn't have a chance. I know the commissioner talked about this last week. Really, the surprise of the year last year.
Yeah.
Really impressive stuff that they did. And then Team Big Chungus. I can't say that all the things that they did were not impressive. It's just that they didn't do very much. So, they're still rocking with Tyreek, although we'll see how his quarterback play is. But I think Bijan, Aiden Hutchinson, everyone else on Team M Vanek that I can definitely think of, they are all going to go off this week.
So close.
Damn it.
So you're going with Team M Vanek?
I am going with Team M Vanek in this one. Will, I wish you luck. I don't think it's coming though.
I think that's a good pick. Look, these are two teams both got off on the wrong foot last week, taking their first loss of the year. I will say though, congratulations to Big Chungus. The first unlucky loss of the year. They were the third highest scoring team last week. Just, luck of the draw was not in their favor. I think these are both two teams that are looking to turn things around. They both have pieces where they should be pushing for the playoffs. Big Chungus, obviously a little older. Team M Vanek, they've got some younger guys. I think they have more longevity. I would not be surprised if Big Chungus really tried to make some more aggressive moves this year, try to really push and get over the top, but I got to give the edge right now in week 2 to Team M Vanek in this one.
Smart pick.
Next up, we have the SWAT team taking on Blood, Sweat, and Beers. SWAT favoring this one at 57%. This is one, look, we're not going to say too much about this matchup. This is really not that interesting. SWAT team and Blood, Sweat, and Beers both lost last week. I think they're on kind of opposite sides of this division, opposite sides of this league. Blood, Sweat, and Beers, look, I'm sure things are not very fun for Jacob right now. His team is just really bad from top to bottom. The SWAT team, they don't start out that great. Last week's performance was very okay, very middle of the pack, but I know that things are going to turn around for them, and I'm really just not going to take too much. I'm going with the SWAT team in this one.
All right, so with this matchup, what I'm seeing is two teams headed in different directions. And, the SWAT team, of course, has had a great run for a couple of years. We don't need to count how many.
It's 4, by the way.
It's
it
4
is 4
years, yeah. But they're old, They don't start strong.
Mm-hmm.
They're
They're old bones and muscles. They need some time to warm up,
Yeah, they had a bit of a lucky win of the championship a couple years ago. With
some would say.
the Bengals Bills, profiting off of that whole situation.
Yeah.
And then you look at Blood, Sweat, and Beers. They've got Maserati Marv.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
So they're going in different directions. If you talk to me a year from now, this pick might be different, but I don't think Marvin Harrison is enough.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick the SWAT team here.
I think that's a good pick. All right, next up we have the Judon Noodles taking on Jesus Christ. It's Jay Sanborn. Noodles favored at 55%. Nooch, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
So here's the thing: is the Noodles, the Nudes, obviously a storied franchise. We have to be honest with ourselves. They've couple of championship game appearances. Not quite as many as the franchise that is created Jesus Christ, it's Jay Sanborn. But you have to give credit where credit's due.
Of course.
Let's go.
Nice.
And with that, that's going to show...
That's a nice 458.
I cut my time in half.
That's not bad. That's good improvement.
So...
I'll have to see how that stacks up with our guests from last year.
Yeah.
TW9 producers roll the tape.
When matched. I think this is one of those matchups where it's just like,
Oh!
yes! Clock it.
6 minutes and 29 seconds.
Wow, not bad. We'll see. We'll see if that holds up.
Would hate to see a four-peat, but, you know, sometimes...
Oh my
Woo!
god.
Time?
Attempt number 2, 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Wow.
Probably still worse.
Probably.
I had it on the first try though. That was really frustrating. Anyway, so the Nudes, you know, they've a couple of great pieces. Lamar's gonna, you know, go off probably. Josh Allen has already not done that. But I do think Jesus Christ is Jay Sanborn. Like, this is a legacy game for the franchise, and I think, you know, we're gonna pull it out. We've got a lot of pieces. You know, we've got Malik Neighbors coming up. We're starting Jalen Naylor this week.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of young talent, and we're really excited about the future of this franchise.
A lot of exciting things happening this week. I mean, I personally was wrong on the Judon Noodles last week. I probably gave them more credit than they were due. I said I was worried this team might fall off and might run into some issues this year, and you know, it's experts' intuition. I was immediately right. Christian McCaffrey injured. No one really saw that coming except, you know, of course me. I'm the expert. Timmy does have Jordan Mason to fill in, but obviously that's going to be a big drop-off just in touches and production. So I know he's reeling right now. Probably will want to get a good win here. For Jesus Christ, it's Jay Sanborn. They had a really nice, respectable performance last week against Ham and Throw, putting Ham and Throw back in the absolute bottom, the gutters of the league, which, you know, you always have to applaud. You can't let Ham and Throw get too big of an ego starting in week 1.
It's the place they've earned in the league.
Exactly. I really hate the Ham and Throw team just top to bottom. Like, really not much to inspire confidence in me at all. So I was really glad to see that Jesus Christ, it's Jay Sanborn, was able to get the win last week. Unfortunately, though, they did pick up Jalen Naylor and are starting him in the flex this week, which shows you the state of this team. I'm not expecting great things out of the Judon Noodles, but I am going to pick them this week to get it done. Moving on, we have Worthy of Love taking on Ham and Throw. Ham and Throw favored in this one at 60%, but of course, as we all know, sleeper projection's fake, and I think this projection is definitely showing a little fraudulence. Someone might want to investigate that one. Could be some projection interference. I'm just saying. Some people may want to look into it. I'm not saying it, but some people are saying.
I haven't seen any evidence that it's not happening.
Exactly. This Ham and Throw team, look, obviously they lost last week. This is a team I've been very low on for a while. I think they're probably going to be one of the bottom teams in this league this year and probably in the future. Their team is just really poorly constructed, not a lot of stars, and I think if they have an injury to one of their like very few good guys, say a Kyron, this team's going to be struggling for a long time. Worthy of Love, they're also not in a great place right now, and honestly, I expect this could be a potential look forward to the toilet bowl at the end of the year. Really not great vibes from either of these teams. Ham and Throw, not built for success, not great pieces. Worthy of Love, though, I will say this. They may not be in contention this year, but they're built for success. They've got the draft picks. They got a couple of good young guys. If you ask me about this a year from now, I am slamming my fist down saying Worthy of Love is going to take this game. And you know what? I'm going to do the same right here, right now. I'm picking Ham and Throw to lose. Worthy of Love, you got the expert backing you this week.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick, Danny Football. Looking through the teams of both Worthy of Love and Ham and Throw, you know, it's a tough matchup. It's kind of a sad state of affairs, particularly for Ham and Throw.
Yes.
I'm deeming this the buy high bowl because there are a lot of players here that, you know, they could sell them right now, but you know they're at the top of their value. People like Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
You know, Xavier Worthy just had a really good game last week. Zach Moss, Alexander Madison, Jameson Williams. All of these people are you know really at the height of their value. and I only see them getting worse from here on out. So just like that, I only see Hammond throw getting worse from here on out. Worthy of love, we'll see. But, you know, because of those assets, I think that this is going to be a tough matchup. This could be a toilet bowl preview for later in the year. I do unfortunately think that Hammond throws by high candidates are slightly better than Worthy of Love, so I have to do the heretical thing and pick Hammond throw here. But don't watch this game. Don't just see the recap on Monday. This is gonna be an ugly one.
Turn on a different channel. Timmy Shades. If you're doing a recap, just I don't know. Maybe cut this one.
Don't watch it. It's okay.
Finally, in our marquee matchup of the week, we have too many conks taking on the mental brick walls. This one currently 50-50. Nooch, who do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, this is a fun one. This is one of those marquee matchups that you really get excited for. So, you know, if you are watching that Hammond throw game, turn the channel over here. This is
where the action's at this week. Week 2 can't get better than this.
This could be a potential first round playoff preview. Certainly no later than that. Neither of these teams are making it farther than that, but a first round potentially. With that said, you know, both these teams have a lot of great assets. I do love Amon-Ra, obviously, when they're not playing the Bears.
Of course.
Saquon's great. You know, some of the pieces on either side are really exciting. I don't love the vibes of Joe's team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the brick walls have been very consistent. Obviously, same team name, and I can't throw stones in the changing your team name department.
A historic franchise.
Of course, a very historic franchise. And so I do think that they have a little bit of inertia there. Too many conks still kind of, you know, getting their feet under them. They had a good win in week 1, but, you know, we're not sure. Can they keep that momentum rolling? How's the locker room situation? Have they, you know, really embraced the new identity that their owner has put onto them?
The rebrand is always tough. You never know how the team's going to respond.
Yeah. So just because of that, I think the brick walls will pull away with this one. I think the Conks have a good season ahead of them, but I think the brick walls are going to be too much to run through this week.
Yeah, that's a good pick. This is one I've had my eye on for a while. These are two teams on paper, I'm very high on. I mean, you look at these rosters and you're just like, it's like you said, Amon-Ra, Breece Hall, Saquon. I mean, even at the flex, Brett's got like Michael Pittman, very strong flex options. So these are just two teams where I feel like all the pieces are there and they just never get over that hump. They've never had that continued success. Brett's been in the playoffs a lot. Joe's been there a little bit. They never make it super far. So this is a really big matchup for both of these teams. I think this division is probably going to be the most competitive one this year. I think all 4 teams probably have a chance. These are the 2 I'm really looking at, and of course Team Advantage there as well. But I don't know, just something about this matchup is really making it hard for me to wrap my head around who I think is going to win here. So I think it's time to go back to the old trusted method, old reliable, and we're going to do the first TNN coin flip of the year.
Wow.
Look, it's week 2. I was not expecting to do this right now, but sometimes when you're the expert, you gotta put your luck in fate's hands here. So I've got my coin. We're gonna go heads for the brick walls and tails for too many conks. This is it. This could be the entire matchup between the two of us.
This could decide the season.
So let's see. Expert hands right here. It is heads.
It is heads.
Brick walls. I'm backing you in this one. I should show the camera. It is in fact heads.
Confirming.
All right. Well, Nooch, thank you so much for being here. I always, love having the in-person guests. I'm wishing you all the best of luck with your picks. Of course, not as good as me. Can't beat the experts. Glad you got the chance to redeem yourself, and I look forward to seeing you back here next year. Hopefully not in the playoffs.
Of course. Thank you, Danny Football. Always good to have a chance at redemption. Get your score to be, inch up that leaderboard, and then next year we'll jump everyone
Next
else.
year you got 1 minute.
Yeah.
Easy.
Exactly, yeah. I have a lot of practice now. So, appreciate the time, appreciate the opportunity, and I'll see you back here in the playoffs.
And thank you, Danny Football and guest Nooch, for those great picks. That's all we have for you this time. Be sure to tune in next week to see how things shook out. I'm your host, and this has been TNN.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell.